Hello, everybody, and welcome to my review of Season 2's What We Do in the Shadows, Episode 4, called The Curse. And in this one, our favorite vampires have gotten themselves cursed. Of course they have. And Guillermo has found a threat to his favorite group of vampires, and he needs to put a stop to it. So, without further ado, let's get started and see where this takes us. So, we find Nandor in his office, I guess, and he has this big chest in front of him. And in this chest, he has a bunch of mail that he never answered or read, for that matter. And he decided to go through it and see what he could find. And he finds a letter from his mom and dad, trying to, basically asking him how army life is going. He found another letter from the army that they were attacking, from their leader, saying they actually surrendered, that he never read, which they slaughtered. Oops. He also finds this free ice cream coupon, ice cream cone coupon that was sent to him for a friend. Even though he can't eat ice cream, still it's the thought that counts. So once he's gone through all that, he gets Guillermo to bring him his laptop so he can check what emails he hasn't checked for the last decade. So apparently, Nandor is not very good at answering email or mail, for that matter. So he sends Guillermo off to get some Tide pens because apparently he got more blood on his clothes, which he seems to do a lot. You know, I remember the first episode when he got blood with the zombie thing, with the Haley Joel Osment zombie. So Guillermo heads off, and he actually goes to the amateur vampire hunters meeting, the Mosquitoes, and Greg Robinson's back. So yay, Greg Robinson, Greg Robinson. So happy about that. So he gets in there and he basically says that he's going to infiltrate them and just keep tabs on them, make sure they don't do anything ridiculous or stupid. So as he gets himself situated there and get ready, for some training, well, they're not doing any training. They're actually going vampire hunting for the first time. Why are they going vampire hunting for the first time? Because they apparently have a lead on to where some vampires are. Who has that lead? Shanice. Apparently Shanice found out where the vampires who turned her roommate are living. And we all know that's Nadja and the boys. And Guillermo is not very happy about this, obviously. So he's basically telling them, no, social workers there live there, and teachers they're just normal everyday people, but they're not having any of it, and they are going hunting. And Guillermo almost hyperventilates because of it, because oh no, they're going to be hunting after his master and the other two. So oh joy. So we go back to Nandor, who is trying to check his email, but he doesn't know his password for his Hotmail account. And of course, we have Colin there, Colin Robinson here. You got to say Colin Robinson, I guess, because that's how they always say it, Colin Robinson. They don't just say Colin, it's Colin Robinson. And he's trying to help him out with his password, and he's telling Colin that it's an impenetrable fortress, and that's what his real password is for his account is. So his first email, he got two. So in a decade, he only had two. So his first one was from Fandango, and it was for an advanced screening of The Blind Side with Sandra Bullock in it. And Colin just starts, raving about Sandra Bullock. Well, who wouldn't? Because Sandra was awesome. And so he's telling him all about all the movies that she's been in, from the Blind Side to Speed 1 and 2 and on. And it just irritates the crap out of Nandor, and he hisses at him. And well, that's rude. So so Colin leaves, which you would figure that they would learn that more often if they wanted to leave, just hiss at him. So his second email is from Bloody Mary. Now, I remember these emails. I don't know about y'all, but I do remember them. I used to get them all the time. If you don't do this, you're going to be cursed. And although if you don't send this, you're going to have bad luck. If you do send it to 10 people, you will have, good luck. So in this one, basically, it's basically from Bloody Mary, who and basically saying knows who they go. She knows who you are and where you live. And if you don't do what she says by sending this out 10 emails to total strangers, she will hang your corpse, and you'll have until sunrise tomorrow to do this. So Colin's reading this. Colin, why did I say Colin? Nandor's reading this out loud. There's no one there, but he's reading this out loud. And he's freaking out because this is not a joke. And because it says it in the email, and we all know the internet's right, it must not be a joke. It must be real. So he starts yelling for Nadja and Laszlo to come down, because he is absolutely freaking out. So they come down. So Nadia reads it, and she's pissed off at Nandor for letting her read it because now she's cursed. So they got to figure out what to do here. And there's a little side note there saying that apparently there was someone named Ariana who disobeyed Bloody Mary and ended up dying. And just pieces were delivered to her parents or something like that. It was just, so she died horribly. And Nadia basically explains, what a curse is with Nadia doll. And Nadia doll still has not been revealed to the boys, which is a really interesting thing because you wonder if it's going to come into play. I mean, and I wonder how Laszlo's going to think about this. I mean, you got Nadia and Nadia doll. They can go a lot of different ways. So now we head over to to Guillermo, who is kind of freaking out. They're getting ready to head out to go hunting vampires in Derek's van, which has to be brought back by early morning. Now, why do I say that? Well, there's a reason why I say it, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So off we go back to the living room where Nandor, Laszlo, and Nadia have to figure out what the heck to do. How in the world are they going to send emails when they don't have any? I mean, where do we go get emails? The email shop? And Laszlo's like, I don't think it's open at this time. It's ding dong. So, first of all, they know one email, and it's from Count Fandango, which we know is the site Fandango, and apparently Laszlo has a business card from Timothy from Circuit City. So now they have 2 emails. So now they need 8 more. And by the way, I remember Circuit City. I never did like Circuit City. Circuit City wasn't really great. I used to go there every so often, and it just wasn't run well. And that's why I went to the ground. That's just a side note. Yeah, it was a side note. Best Buy was better. So, anyways, we head back to the van. And Guillermo's sitting there trying to calm down. And if you look in the back, you see the girl in the hood. And it's the funniest thing. She is psyching herself up like she's stabbing something. And it is, if you watch the episode, just watch that. It's the funniest thing. So Guillermo decides I'm going to call, my master and tell him what the heck's going on. And so, unfortunately, he has to whisper. And it sounds almost like a Batman voice when he does it. But before that, the phone rings, and they're freaking out. They don't know where this ringing is coming from, so they go find the phone, and they don't answer it right away. So that's when the answering machine pops up, and that's when Guillermo. Oh, I got all the names all mixed up. Guillermo starts using his Batman voice, and it's not good. He's saying, "Get out of the house! You're going to die." He goes, "This is not a joke," and it sounds evil. And it scares the crap out of the crew. So they got to go find 8 more emails like stat. Now, hurry, go, let's go. So Nadia decides, well, I'll show Bloody Mary. I'll send an email to her. And they get back one from Mail Demon, which Mail Domain, but it's Mail Demon to them. They go, Demon! So they're just getting more freaked out and more freaked out. So they get an idea of going to get one of the emails they can go get is Colin Robinson's email. And Colin Robinson knows what's going on. He even asks them who got you, Tommy Knockers, the Headless Apothecary, and they tell her, no, it's Bloody Mary. They're like, oh, okay. So he gives them his email. So that's I think about 7 now. So they still got a few more to go. So now we head back to the van, and they get to their destination, to the house. And when they get out, lo and behold, it's not the house. And Guillermo is so happy. He is so happy. He just is, a huge sigh of relief. So, he goes, even the bushes, they don't look like, they're not very erotic. They're just giant balls. Because she was saying they kind of look, erotic, but they're not. So they head into this house, which I'm thinking to myself, really? They're just going to go into a house not knowing if they're really vampires or not. And they have these helmets on with cameras on them. They look ridiculous, but it's funny looking. So they go into the house. And by the way, if you notice, the camera crew's going with them. The whole time, the camera crew's with them. So they're heading in the house, go vampire hunting. And they look at a portrait of the family, which looks weird. You look at the family picture and you're like, something's off about this. That doesn't look right. It doesn't look like your typical family. So, and that's a funny thing. They don't even mention it. So Guillermo, they want to split up and go see if they can go get some vampires. And Guillermo's trying to convince them, don't do this. Don't. There's these just normal people. Don't go. Don't. And so they head upstairs. They open one of the doors, and there's these two little girls sleeping. So like, well, crap. That's not a vampire. These aren't vampires. And as him and Shanice are talking out to the door, they start rising. So they are vampires. And they start like running really, like moving really fast towards them. It's really creepy. And you can see their eyes kind of glowing. And when they get there, they're like, where are you going, basically? And then they show the camera view of Shanice's camera. And sure enough, we got vampires. So we go to Derek, who's not even doing anything. He's playing around on the guitar that he found in his one room. And it's just oblivious to everything going on. And he's just jamming away. Luckily, it's not on. Meanwhile, Shanice and Guillermo run and head through a room that there is a vampire sitting there looking all hippie-like. And the song playing is called Don't Leave Me This Way by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. And it's a good song, actually. And the whole time everyone's running around this house, that song's playing, which is great. It's a great song. So as they head up, they bust out of that room because, there's a vampire in there. They look down the stairs, and there's Craig Robinson being spun around in the air by another vampire. So now we head back to the crew, and they're still talking to Colin Robinson, and they're falling asleep because that's what Colin Robinson does. He's not just falling asleep. It's really funny. So they eventually get out of there and head back to put some more emails away send some emails out. So now we go back to the house, and now the short-haired girl is running for her life. And she ends up in a room, and she does the whole Blair Witch Project thing where she's looking in the camera. And behind her, there are hanging vampires on either side of her. So she goes busting out of that door, followed by the vampires, which is really scary looking. They are really freaky looking. I'm like, yeah, I'd be moving pretty good too. So Shanice and Guillermo find Derek messing around, looking at records. A vampire just pops out of nowhere, and Guillermo shows him his cross, and man, he's powerful because holy crap, the vampire flies across the room. So they take off out of that room, and they take off running. Guillermo gets outside and then realizes he's by himself. The rest of his crew is inside, and he has to go back inside and save them. Oh, jeez, his life's never easy. So the first person he sees is Greg Robinson, and he's trying to fight a bat. There's a bat flying around him, and he's trying to shoot the bat. Unfortunately, he misses the bat and shoots himself in the foot. And here comes a vampire, but it's okay because Guillermo there. He takes the stake out of Greg Robinson's foot, stabs the vampire, kills the vampire, and tells Greg, get out of here. Then he sees short-haired girl with another vampire who, I don't know if she's hypnotized or what. Somehow, Guillermo gets behind her and ends her. So he tells short-haired girl, get out of here. You got to get out of the house. And then he heads off and gets ready to go look for Shanice, but we get the two twins and for a midnight snack. And he ends them really quick, like. So they're really freaky looking. I mean, they are freaky looking. So he heads upstairs and he finds Shanice in a coffin with a vampire. He kills the vampire, and as he kills him and grabs Shanice, he realizes as he turns around, there's a bunch of other vampires in that room. So he shoves Shanice, I'm pretty sure Shanice, out a window, and then does one of the cooler exits. And I'm pretty sure we've seen this before. I've seen it before. I know I have, just don't know where. He gives him the finger and heads and just goes backwards out of the window, which was very cool, actually. It was really awesome looking. And then something that dawned on me during this episode, I was watching it. The whole time they're running, the camera crew is filming the whole thing. And these vampires now realize that there's a camera crew inside the house. So now we see the camera crew running out of the house, which is funny as heck, because now we actually see one of the camera crew guys, which that was really cool. So as we get outside, we see Shanice and Guillermo coming out of some bushes, so now we know how they fell out without killing themselves. And they head into the van. Now they're in the van, and they're all downtrodden, and it's like awful. And Derek is missing, and they still have to get the van back to Derek's mom. But Derek's missing. They left. I don't know if they left Derek behind or what happened, but he's missing. So we head back to the household, and they send their last email. But they don't know, is the curse finally lifted? They send all emails. They feel pretty good about it, but is the curse lifted? They don't know. But then they hear a noise coming from the front door, so they head out. Nandor's putting his arm up like it's a protection from the curse, and not just like it won't protect me from the curse. It's pretty funny. And the door swings open. Well, before the door swings open, I'm sorry. They're kind of like begging for their lives not to kill us. Bloody Mary, don't kill us, because I guess they think the curse is still going. The door opens, and here comes Guillermo. Now, he had trouble opening the door because he had a bunch of stuff in his hand, scaring the heck out of Nandor, Laszlo, and Nadia. And so he gives him his stuff that he wanted, the Tide pens, and they were on sale, so he got some money back. Which part of that email was, if you don't send the 10 emails, you're going to be cursed. But if you do send 10 emails, you will find unfound riches. So he got change back. There's his unfound riches. So the curse is broken, and they all hug, and they're happy, and Laszlo gets horny. Seriously, he does. Watch the episode. You'll see what happens. It wouldn't be Laszlo otherwise. So then we go into his bedchamber, Nando's bedchamber, and he's basically telling Guillermo, we were in serious danger. We could have died tonight. He goes, with you off gallivanting, he was all shaken up about it. So he basically it's a neat little moment where he tells Guillermo, to stay, until he falls asleep, because he's a little scared. Even though he's a vampire and they survived the curse, he's scared. So Guillermo sits down and takes out one of those Tide pens and tries to clean himself off with it. And that's the end of the episode. So, what did I think of the episode? This was a really good episode. I watched it a couple times, and I think I enjoyed it more because I saw more in it. I saw, a little bit more here and there. It was that one girl in the van when she's popping her head and practicing. That was really funny. Or when Shanice's trying to say topiaries and she couldn't do it. It was really funny moment. And now we have another thing happening here with Derek missing. So was Derek killed, or is he going to become a vampire? Another thing we have to take into consideration is these vampires. Do they know who Guillermo is? Have they seen him before? Do they know that he's the familiar of Nandor? That's another thing we have to, look into. Maybe, they're going to find out. Maybe they'll know. Maybe they'll have to confront them or something like that. It's going to be interesting to see. There's a lot of things that they could do. And I still want Jenna to come back. I hope she comes back at least for an episode. That would be great. Or maybe, she's some kind of head vampire all of a sudden. That would be fantastic. Oh, that'd be awesome. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was very, very good. I love Greg Robinson in this series, too. He's funny. He's like shooting himself in the foot. But such a good character. And these characters are really good. And I really enjoyed them. So, hopefully they show a little bit more of them, and we'll find out what happened to Derek. All right, guys. So, that's what I think about the episodes. What did y'all think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And if so, just leave a comment below and tell me what you think. And if you like it, like this episode, this review, just leave a like if you liked it. And then subscribe to continue on watching more of my reviews of what we do in the shadows. So until my next review, I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you all again. Bye-bye.